Good evening. My name is Erin Friday. I'm a Democrat and a licensed attorney. I'm a lead of a parent group called Our Duty that is fighting against the transgendering of children and young adults. My daughter believed that she was trans after a public school brought in a consultant to teach students that they could have a female body and a male brain. That is not based on science. I pulled her from the school and she is now happy in her natural body. Since that time, schools have been growing more aggressive in their indoctrination of students, reading books about gender identity to kindergartners, planting the seed that they could be born in the wrong body, a physiological impossibility. Schools are priming them for a future of drugs and surgery to correct a fictional anomaly. The first lawsuit in California was filed this year, Conan versus Freckles. It was filed against a school that secretly indoctrinated a young girl to believe that she was transgender. The teachers belittled the parent for not accepting that the daughter was now their son. One of those teachers had a daughter who transitioned. This is emblematic of the cult aspect. Teachers do not have the right to foist their anti-science ideology on students. Teachers do not create a safe space for students by telling them to keep secrets about their newly adopted gender identity from their loving parents, or by distributing binders, a medical intervention, to girls without having a medical license or parent consent.
Thank you. Thank you. Your time's expired. Thank you. Your time's expired. Thank you.
Welcome board. My name is Lavon Urbano. I'm a mother. I have a teenage daughter who believes she's a boy. She was influenced by social media and her public school. She's adopted this maladaptive coping mechanism for mental health issues. Instead of working with parents to safeguard our students' bodily integrity, the school is colluding and it's solidifying this false idea, that this false belief, and it's promoting a trans identity when at the end of it, we have irreversible damage, we have surgical removal of body parts. We're beginning to see the result of these gender-affirming care on the teenagers. When they reach maturity, they realize they were tricked. There's no easy fix. There's no magic pill that takes away all their discomfort. They are left with scars. They're left with lifelong surgeries and health issues from using the wrong hormones for their
Number 23, please.
Okay. Hi, my name's Alex. I'm a student at UC Davis, and I'm here tonight on behalf of concerned parents as well as to advocate for the children here attending this district. There's a book in school libraries in each and every elementary called I Am Jazz. It's available in Pioneer, Birch Lane, Korematsu, Cesar Chavez, and Patwin Elementary. What is this book telling Davis School children? It's that they could be born in the wrong body. Is it possible to be born in the wrong body? The idea that children are born with an innate gender identity which develops prenatally and is impervious to environmental influence is not supported by credible science. The body and the brain are interconnected. Scientists have found no separate innate gender area of the brain which is fixed at birth. There is no 100% male or female brain. And all children are born with the potential to develop their own unique characteristics of behaviors, interests, talents, personality, regardless of their biological sex. A boy is not a girl because he's more interested in mermaids than trucks. A girl is not a boy because she likes to fish or go camping with her dad rather than go through her mother's makeup drawer. This is what the book promotes. Gender dysphoria and all the mental hardships that come with the condition is what being trans really means. For those who may say children won't get confused or trick themselves into being trans, because trans is a huge life commitment, there are studies that show exposure to suicide through family, friends, or social media can cause.
Hi,
Thank you.
my name is Oksana, and I'm a mother of a teenage girl whose public school pushed a gender identity onto her. Her acquired gender dysphoria resolved after I removed her from the school setting. In January, Davis Unified School District is hosting a symposium by Gender Spectrum, a consultant who advises on gender transition for children and young adults. Your child can attend this symposium without you, as long as he or she is with someone 18 years old or older. Gender Spectrum is one of the authors of Schooling Transitions, and they do advise on the transition of my daughter as well in our school. Equally concerning is Gender Spectrum close ties with Dr. Scott Moser and Align Surgery. Dr. Moser has gleefully announced that he has performed over 2,000 gender-related mastectomies and has stated that he has no age limit and would perform them on 12 years old. Why is Gender Spectrum so interested in encouraging transition in minors? Consider that your child is worth $1 million to the trans industry. Breast surgeries are $20,000 and requires multiple follow-ups. Puberty blockers can cost upwards of $200,000. Phalloplasty costs in the hundreds of thousands and has more than 80% complication rate. This explains the number of adolescent gender clinics in this country went from one in 2009
Thank
to
you.
over 200. It is.
Thank you. Your time has expired. Thank you. No. Thank you.
I am close to the child caught up in the gender social contagion in this school district. Before you dismiss me as a right-wing bigot, know that I am a lifelong liberal Democrat. Gender ideology offers a false promise to young people that they can escape the natural discomforts and awkwardness of puberty. It is harmful and unkind. Upwards of 98% of all children who are gender confused grow out of it, provided that they are not socially transitioned, treated as the opposite sex, and go through natural puberty. Most will just be same-sex attracted. Of those who adopt a gender identity during puberty, most, if not all, have a comorbid mental health or developmental issue: trauma, internalized homophobia, bullying, ADHD, eating disorders, depression and anxiety, OCD, and most prevalently autism or autism traits. Instead of addressing these comorbidities, school counselors promote the false narrative that if they are transitioned, all of their distress will disappear. That is a fiction, and it is the cause of an unprecedented number of adolescents stating that they are trans or non-binary. 10 years ago, the total number of children with gender dysphoria for all ages was less than 0.02% for both sexes. In some schools, that number is now as high as 20%. Seattle School District has an 853% increase in students stating that they are trans or non-binary in their K through 12 grades in a 3-year period. Kaiser Oakland performed 70 mastectomies on minors in 2019, and Kaiser Sacramento is hiring additional surgeons to keep the money flowing for removal of healthy.
Thank you.
I'm speaking on behalf of a parent of a Davis High School student. My daughter, a student at Davis High, has been told by Davis counselors, teachers, and a special speaker since she was in 5th grade that if her parents don't affirm her, then to find a trusted adult that does, someone who has no clue about her comorbidities or the past trauma or her mental health issues. Why is everything about secrecy in our kids' school? The GSA Gender Clubs, Trevor Project, the Gender Curriculum, and even the January 11th Gender Spectrum Talk on transgender children let 12-year-olds plus any other adult. That doesn't include the parents. Teachers and counselors promise our students that they will not out them even to their parents. The teachers and counselors think that they are being kind and inclusive to our kids, But the real-life consequences are that our beautiful, quirky kids, the creative, the sensitive, the bright, the artistic, are being sold a bill of lies that only feeds the giant medical industry and big pharma. Gender Spectrum, with all its recommended sources by the school district, tells our sons and daughters that if they feel weird about puberty, about their changing bodies, they can start castration drugs, aka puberty blockers, cross-sex hormones, and get genital and breast surgeries to make them feel like their true selves. It's a lie.
My name is Ted. To the parents of Davis Unified students, did you know that your school district is paying Kenna Cook, a therapist and coordinator at Communicare, to both sexualize and transition your children? Communicare Health provides gender intervention, and Cook comes to Davis Senior High School, likely on the taxpayer dime, and hands out Communicare cards so that your kids can go to their clinic and get gender interventions without your knowledge. The services are free and confidential. What could go wrong? Cook or her colleagues are on campus daily collecting new patients. Cook proudly posts on social media how she keeps secrets from parents, running roughshod over your parental rights and calling herself the student's trusted adult. From Miss Cook's blog at medium.com, Mama Cooking, Kenna Cook, she/they, is pansexual, kink, and polyamory-friendly, fierce, non-binary, femme, and sex-positive parent. She believes all parents deserve to have great sex. A sampling from Miss Cook's articles, it's not weird to F your friends. Kinky sex tips, be a better butt slut. And it's replete with anal play tips, photos of sex toys, as you can see on the sign behind me. Herp, herp, hooray. This is not a safe sex educational piece for avoiding STIs, but rather a celebration of sex after contracting one. Secrets of a successful hotel play party. You can figure out what that's about. Breakup sex is BS. Why sex within the enclosures of a relationship is emotionally unhealthy.
Thank you very much. Your time's expired. I'll ask for everyone in attendance, if you're not speaking, please remain in your seat.
Hello, my name is Allie Snyder. Davis parents and guardians must start asking questions. Ask our science and health teachers to explain how they present gender ideology, why they introduce identities like genderqueer and pangender, telling kids these concepts are as real as biology. Ask why they lie about sex, pretending extremely rare developmental disorders make it a spectrum, instead of the truth that humans, like all mammals, have only two sexes, males and females. No one can choose or assign which one they are. Find out why our district asks kids as young as 10 if they are transgender or non-binary on the Youth Truth Survey. Have our counselors explain why they tell kids in crisis that may have been born in the wrong body, but drugs and surgeries can fix them, make them happier. Finally, ask yourselves if you want your kids forced to lie, told they have to see a boy when they know they're looking at a girl, or girls told it's bigoted if they don't want a boy who says he's trans changing with them in the locker room. We all know it's wrong to lie, yet our schools are telling our kids they must in order to be kind. Profound harm is done when children are taught to ignore their instincts and put faith in gender ideology. Please, for the sake of our kids, get curious, ask questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Number 11, please.
Thank you. I am the parent of a 25-year-old male who at 19 announced he was transgender. There were no indications of this his entire years growing up. He went off to college and took an LGBTQ course to fulfill a graduation requirement. Unbeknownst to his family, he was also suffering from a major depression, being away from home for the first time. His last year of high school, looking back, was not good. He had always struggled a bit socially and did not seem to be maturing along with his contemporaries. He was heavily involved in internet use and became obsessed with anime, cosplay, and role-playing on the internet, in addition to a lot of comic-style pornography. While at college, he also became involved with a group of girls with significant health challenges, mental health challenges, suicide attempts, and real family traumas. This group then began attending meetings at the local gender clinic here in Sacramento. Very soon after came his announcement about being transgender. He then went on to claim being polyamorous, pansexual, and asexual. After one therapy session, at the gender clinic, with an intern who was barely a teenager herself. She was a Sac State student interning at the gender clinic. After one mental health therapy, he was given hormones directly from the gender clinic. He has quit college, moved to another very progressive state regarding LGBTQ activists, and rarely communicates with family. He has not held a job for nearly 6 years.
Expired. Thank you. Thank you.